Even though here in the States Mazda is a small automaker in terms of sales, it seems like they just keep pushing out excellent vehicles. For the 2016 model year, Mazda looks to enter in the growing segment of subcompact crossovers with an all-new model called the CX-3. And by the looks of it, it seems like Mazda has another winner on their hands. You will certainly find that the CX-3 is one of the most desirable choices in the class of subcompact crossovers. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Mazda CX-3. Now, the CX-3 is essentially based off of the Mazda 2 platform, and in person, this vehicle really doesn't seem all that tall, and it doesn't seem that much taller than a normal family sedan, and it really just feels like a normal hatchback, to be honest. Doesn't seem like an SUV, but I really do love the Kodo design language that you will find on other Mazdas too, with the sharp looking headlights and then the large grille. Very stylish vehicle, one of the most stylish vehicles in the segment actually. You also do have 16-inch alloy wheels. They do fit pretty nicely on the CX-3 here. Overall, very stylish vehicle. Love the styling of the CX-3. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. As you can see, it's your typical Mazda smart key. You have your lock, unlock, and then your panic button. Now ours we have here is the touring model in this deep crystal blue mica exterior color. Pretty nice looking color here. We also do have smart key access on the driver's door. With a black leatherette interior with cloth inserts. Love the look of these seats here, very stylish. Now stepping on inside of the CX-3 here, even though that they claim this is a crossover SUV, the step in height is really low and it just feels like a normal hatchback. And you're greeted with a very stylish and high quality cabin design. Looks way more expensive than what it really is. Very nicely done, Mazda. Now you do have push button ignition, just push your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. That we do get on the touring trim here. Now coming to your transmission, nothing too out of the ordinary. It's just a regular old 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. When you put the vehicle into reverse, that displays your rear view camera with guidance lines. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and hazards. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. You also do have blind spot detection. Halogen projector beam headlights, LED headlights, as well as daytime running lights are options. Now under the hood here we have a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder that produces 146 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 146 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM, with EPA estimates for this all-wheel drive model being 27 in the city and 32 on the highway, which is very impressive. Now if you do go for front-wheel drive, you're looking at 29 in the city and 35 on the highway, with 31 being combined. The CX-3's main attribute for this powertrain is being really thrifty in fuel economy. Now pricing for the CX-3 starts at the Sport model, which starts at $19,960. The Touring, like how we have here, starts at $21,960. And then the Grand Touring starts at $24,990. Now competitors of the CX-3, you have the Honda HR-V, the Nissan Juke, Jeep Renegade, as well as the Chevrolet Trax. There's many vehicles in this class now. Now EPA estimates, like I said, are 27 in the city and 32 on the highway. Total vehicle price is $25,500. Shark fin antenna on the top right there. In the rear you have a rear window wiper with the rear window defroster and dual exhaust tips. Pretty sporty looking in the back. Power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. I love the red armrest. Very nice styling touch there. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. Now inside of the CX-3 here, it can feel a little snug at times. Now when you compare this vehicle to the likes of the Honda HR-V, the HR-V is a much roomier feeling vehicle, and even the Jeep Renegade too. Now the room inside of here is pretty average for the class, to be honest. Now build quality and materials are excellent, top notch in the class. We have nice soft touch materials on the mid-door panel here and on the armrest. Like I said, I really do love this red armrest. It gives this interior much more contrast and not just a boring, plain kind of look. That's another reason why this interior is so stylish. Up here, it's hard to the touch, but the graining of the plastics are really nice. This portion right here is a nice leather padded material, and then you have this nice stitching, very high quality. Down here it's also nicely padded, very nice. And then the seats are very comfortable in the CX-3. They're pretty plush too, and they provide just the right amount of side bolstering. And then the thigh support is okay. Now when it comes to visibility in the CX-3, it's not the best in the class. I would say that the best in the class is certainly the Chevrolet Trax and the Jeep Renegade. Especially the Renegade is really good in terms of visibility. But it's not too shabby. You have a decent amount of side glass area. Outward visibility is okay. But when you get to rearward visibility, it is limited due to that little rear window back there. It's pretty hard to see out of the back. Kind of have some blind spots back there, some big ones. But not too bad. Now coming to the stairwell design, love the stairwell here. I really do love this carbon fiber kind of look-alike trim, pretty stylish. And then we have your stairwell mounted audio controls, and then you have your voice recognition, Bluetooth phone controls of course, and then your cruise controls right here. Instrument windshield wipers as well. Coming to the AC controls, very simple and easy to figure out. Big knobs and buttons, very clear and easy to read. Fan speeds, temperatures, and your zones. Can't get simpler than that. Down here we also do have two USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet, which is nice. Then you have a SD card slot right there too, and then your optical disc drive for your CD player. Down here we also do have your sport mode, which tightens up the steering very slightly, and the throttle response changes too. And then it lets you know right there if you're in sport mode or not. Right here we have your controller for the main infotainment system, which we will get to in just a second. Your parking brake is located right here. It's nice and stitched. And then we have your armrest. I really hate the lack of a full-on center console here. That is my main complaint about this interior. At least they do give you an armrest, however, and it's nice and soft to the touch. And then you have two cup holders right there as well. Up here we have your manually dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, and your sunroof with your sunroof controls. Very nice. Map lights. Now we also do have 3 staged heated seats for the driver and the passenger. Nice little feature there. And then you also do have a Bose premium audio sound system, and the audio quality is pretty darn good. Over here we also do have your blind spot detection and your traction control off button. Coming to the gauges, pretty stylish here. Now in the center we have your speedometer, of course, and then right here we have your fuel range, your fuel gauge, and your exterior temperature readout. But right there we have your tachometer, and it's really small and kind of hard to see. But it also shows you your mileage right there, which is pretty nice. But the tachometer is really hard to see, and it also shows you what gear you're in too. I wish they would make this a lot bigger. Now let's get to the main infotainment system and multimedia interface here. We've seen this system on many new Mazdas before, and I love it for the most part. However, on the CX-3, I don't like where the controls are located. It's kind of hard to reach at times, and then this can get in the way. Not a big fan of where the controls are located in the CX-3 here. But this is how you control your infotainment system, by the dial and then the buttons surrounding it. And you click on what you want by pressing down on the dial like this. Now let's get to the home screen. Now coming to your applications, basically you have your HD radio traffic map here. What I do love about this system, however, is that it does have a back button right here, which makes it very convenient. You have a fuel economy monitor, and you have a little bar graph, which is pretty cool. Then at all times, a digital clock will also display on the upper right hand corner. You also do have your tire rotation and your oil change. Shows you when that's scheduled. Coming to your entertainment, gives you all your different audio sources. Pretty much all the norm here: AM, FM, XM, satellite radio, AHA, internet radio, Pandora, Stitcher, and your Bluetooth and USB. And you do have HD radio on this bad boy with iTunes tagging. When you come to communication, that's for your phone. You can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have all of your contacts stored on there, and have an integrated dial pad, which is pretty cool. Coming to navigation, you actually have to have your Mazda dealer install a navigation system as an accessory. This one isn't equipped with it. And then you also do have your settings. You could change many different settings, like the system, day and night, brightness, contrast, which is pretty cool. Then you have your safety, like the blind spot detection, monitoring, volume. And then your bass, treble, and your fader for your sound system, clock, like the time zone, vehicle, and then the Bluetooth devices. And then you could change the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, distance from miles to kilometer. Many different settings you can change here in this little menu. But I love this system because it's pretty easy to use and very user-friendly. However, what I really don't like about it here, and just particular to the CX-3, is where the controls are located. That is my only gripe. Otherwise, I love Mazda's new infotainment system and multimedia interface. Now, if you're looking for driver engagement as well as fun in your subcompact crossover, the CX-3 certainly delivers on that, and it really lives up to the Zoom Zoom motto from Mazda. And the only vehicle that can really rival it in terms of driver engagement and fun is the Nissan Juke, and the turbocharged one at that. Now, the ride quality on the CX-3 is a little firm at times. If you're looking for a very plush ride quality, you may want to check out other vehicles in the class. Now, the best part about driving the CX-3 is certainly the handling and the steering. It's precise and it's on point, and it has very nimble reflexes. And also, you really feel for where the vehicle is trying to go, and it doesn't feel like a rolling couch or anything like that. Now, the 2-liter 4-cylinder can get a little coarse above 4,000 RPM, but it certainly gets the job done. And it provides a decent amount of acceleration and provides a decent amount of power too. And you won't feel like the CX-3 needs more power. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the vehicle. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the CX-3. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice and soft touch on mid-door panel, armrest, and the upper door panel does remain hard touch plastic. Now, sitting back here, this is what most people expect out of a subcompact crossover, for it to feel kind of snug. And the CX-3 certainly feels like that. Not a whole lot of legroom. The headroom is okay. I'm about 5'11". You also do have a single map pocket right there. No rear center armrest. But the seats do fold down in the CX-3, and it's pretty easy to do. Now, to fold down the rear seats, all you have to do is push on that little tab, and then the seats come right down. Very nice. Now, another area where the CX-3 lacks is cargo capacity. The cargo space isn't as good as the Jeep Renegade or the Honda HR-V, but at least the seats do fold down. Full manual passenger seat. You have a glove box compartment right here. Kind of cheap, just slams right down. So the 2016 Mazda CX-3 is an excellent choice for a subcompact crossover. It's very excellent fuel economy, engaging driving dynamics, stylish and aggressive exterior design, and its very high quality interior with many technology options make it an excellent choice. However, if you are looking for a more practical subcompact crossover, there probably are better choices. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.